Cassidy, and I am one of the filmmaker hosts here at the Garden State Film Festival. This is our 24th annual festival, and we will be celebrating from March 26th to the 29th. We're celebrating across 9 venues in New Jersey, in Asbury Park and Cranford, with over 200 films from various different countries. Tonight, I have the pleasure of speaking with the folks behind Hell, Parker Croft, the director-writer, and Nolan Gould, the chief lighting technician. Guys, thank you so much for joining me again today. Great to see you. How are you doing now?
We're even better. I feel a lot better since the last time we spoke, to be honest.
Yeah, right? Yeah, me too. You know,
I'm very nervous with public speaking, even if it's on Zoom.
I just don't want. Yeah, I don't want to flub it.
Yeah,
I know. I feel like that's probably why you changed that background, because you wanted a more, red means go.
Dude, I had to change my undershirt. It's crazy how much I'm sweating.
There you go. And we can't tell. We can't tell at all. We can cut that too.
Yeah.
It's great to see you guys again. Tell us a little bit about Hell.
Well, so Hell is the first story in a series of stories. It's like an anthology from that's called Hard Times. That takes place in a fictional place called Ash Harbor. And Hell is our first stop motion animation film that we've ever done. And so it was a really sort of exciting foray into a new medium for us. Basically, how the material came into being was there's a really, really wonderful artist named Spike Milliken, who, if you watch the movie and you think the movie's cool, like, check out Spike's work. He is such a brilliant artist. And so he has a collection of drawings and paintings and sculptures and short stories that he's been putting together for years and years and years. And we sort of stumbled upon it, Nolan and I, and we're like, oh, whoa, this is sick. Maybe this could be a stop motion thing.
Yeah, it was just sort of a world that lit up both of our minds when we came into it. It's got this very unique aesthetic that is sort of like 1930s, like alt Americana, sort of like post-apocalyptic, like magical realism, Dust Bowl era, and we just couldn't stop talking about it. And Parker developed Hell, this sort of this story that Spike told him, and they developed it into a screenplay, and then brought me on, and then I helped. I'm a chief lighting technician, but I'm also the lead producer.
You're also lead producer, but most importantly, chief lighting technician.
Yeah, we're going right into that.
Producers are sort of the chief lighting technicians of the entire production.
Yeah, exactly.
And I ended up helping get other people attached, including our animation director, Erica Totoro. Definitely
amazing. Shout out to Erica. She couldn't be here, but she's like such an amazing talent. You should check out her work. She's great.
Definitely not her first stop motion animation. It was me and Parker's, but she is a SCAD alum, very talented. We were very lucky to have her, and she basically put us through college of learning how to make stop motion as we brought this world to life. And I think we have 10, 11 more stories, something like that, in this world that we're very excited to continue to make and show everybody.
Yeah.
I want to say, you mentioned that everybody was at some point helping with the lighting in some capacity, but Nolan, you were the chief lighting guy, so I don't want to just gloss over that.
I earned that title by being the best at it. Okay. No, yes. So this is that's gonna be taken out.
Well, you will be able to see a video of from our lighting sponsor Godox that really highlights some of his work too, which is like very good. Like, it's coming out, I think, this month. There's a whole
it's a short film in itself.
Yeah. It is like almost as long as the movie.
Yeah.
Longer, but yeah.
So this is a staunchly independent short film. It was made for basically duct tape and
pizza
and $5 that we found inside a couch somewhere.
Yeah.
It is a very small crew, and it was a very sort of sizable. It has very lofty goals and a very unique aesthetic and a very quick time frame that we shot this. I think we had maybe 4 weeks of actual production with maybe 6 people, maybe 5
Nice.
actively on set every single day, creating this world. And
Dude,
so
we lived on set. We
Yes.
lived on set for a month. It was crazy. We
Genuine.
were sleeping in the studios and eating in the studios. It was weeks before we saw the sunlight.
Yeah, and not even a way of like we were so busy we just never left. I mean, like genuinely, I had a tent that was in the living room of the actual studio that we were working in.
And then
So-
we did post for like a year. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
So we're
I
all
feel like
sort
you
of
can feel that.
we all
while
ended up
watching it.
being lighting technicians and camera people, and there was no sound because of the stop motion, but everybody sort of had to fill whatever role was necessary to get this thing across the finish line.
I thought it turned out great, and I wanted to ask about you mentioned the anthology aspect of it. It kind of reminded me of the whole Love, Death, and Robots kind of feel. Like it felt like I was watching an episode of that. But now that you mentioned that, it is a part of like an anthology.
I mean,
series.
that's like it is. That's a sci-fi anthology that sort of experiments with different mediums. So it's cool. Like we're definitely like, I think for our anthology right now, the idea is to keep it strictly animation. So there wouldn't be any like actual live action photography, but like there would be different forms of animation in it, potentially 2D, hand drawn, roto. Like I think each story, sort of depending on the needs of the story, could play with it. But you know, Nolan and I are like people that have loved sort of stop motion for a bit, even though we've never done it. It's like it's very cool aesthetic. We were lucky enough to, when we were in San Francisco, we worked with some of the gear from Tippett Studios, which our movie was deeply inspired by. I don't know if you ever saw Mad God. It's a stop motion movie that took like 30 years to make by like one of the godfathers of animation. His name's Phil Tippett. He's like so amazing. We were lucky enough to get it.
Yeah.
Yes, it was so sick. And Webster Colcord?
Yeah, Webster.
Yeah. He was like, he's so cool. He's actually going to be on the anthology, but he was a big,
yeah,
big
he's huge in stop motion animation and was also a guiding light for us to like come on set when it felt like things were on fire or falling apart and offer his advice and guidance. Yeah, we're really lucky and grateful to both Webster and Tippett Studios.
We also got Mandy Hoffman again, who was did the score for As Easy as Closing Your Eyes, did the score that we didn't end up going with for Liars, and did the score for this, and she did a fantastic job with the score for this.
I agree.
The score and the sound design are like these things that are just like woven together. You're like, where does one begin and one end? Ian Chase, who's absolutely brilliant sound designer, he's done all kinds of big important things, was like, I want to do this weird thing with you guys, and we were like, okay, cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, he's fantastic. When he's not doing like Avatar 4, he's like, let's do your little thing, and I was like, cool. Yeah. Sick.
I thought it was great. I wanted to talk about the film specifically. It opens up with a quote that's very interesting, and I wanted to kind of see where you guys got it and what you want it to mean, or leave it up for interpretation with everybody. And it was, now we are in a place where dreams are real, wishes come true, and everything is always awful for everyone. So it's like it goes like in one direction, like this is a nice place, maybe not. Where did that come from? And is that like an official quote from somebody? Did you guys?
So that is a quote from Spike. That's literally Spike's words verbatim.
Wow.
He wrote that line to the T. We didn't change a word from it. And that quote is actually one of the guiding principles of the entire anthology, which is that Ash Harbor is a place. And then the quote. But I am reticent to cram that into a definitive interpretation for people, just because it is exciting to see how that feels for a viewer, and to have that defined so clearly, I think would be potentially limiting.
That's a good point. Yeah, let them find their own meaning in it then.
I mean, I know what it means for me, but what it means for me could be a very different thing than what it means for anyone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Nolan, did you have anything you wanted to add to about the quote?
No, it's, I because I didn't write this one, I produced it alongside
Chief lighting.
and lit it alongside everyone else.
It's been mentioned enough, actually.
No, yeah.
I've really enjoyed also sort of coming into it almost like an audience member. That I was very excited to make a stop motion film and learn about it, and not to necessarily judge and interpret the material. There's something that is really fun about this world that we've created, whereas it really sort of it moves and it changes and it likes to avoid being defined. And various characters that will appear in this world will have their own interactions with this place as this sort of like, it feels like this living, breathing entity. It's very dreamlike. It changes. But there is sort of this nostalgic, I almost want to say like melancholy to this place. It's almost like remembering dreams of your childhood, which were so beautiful, but maybe you had it wrong a little bit.
Yeah, remembering good times that you never had.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. Or that maybe just the dreams that you're remembering have like become corrupted with time. Yeah, it is a very philosophical and poetic world, and Spike is a brilliant artist, and I think a lot of times with art, the more you try to define it and understand it and have this sort of precise view of it where you have all the answers, you sort of start to lose the magic of things that you don't understand, which also makes it so fun to explore that world.
I will say though that every single shot in this movie is dripping with meaning, and even shots where you're like, this is just grass blowing and the moon up there. You're like,
No.
that's, a lot of movies might have a shot of some nature and it's just nature. Nature is beautiful. But like, that shot in particular is like a biblical reference. It's a reference to a haiku poem, which is then referred to in the pawn shot. It's like all of these things are pretty tightly woven with meaning that I think on first glance, you're like, oh, cool vibe. And then as you go deeper and deeper into it, it rewards a closer examination.
It looks incredible too. That scene, I think what you might be referring to is when it's on the barn and the sun goes over and you see or was it the sun or was it the moon? It was the sun.
It was a full time lapse. We can talk about that. That was the longest shot that took us 19 hours to make that shot.
19 hours straight, by the way.
That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
It sounds like a lot of fun to make, though, based off of how you guys are talking about it. Or not, maybe not.
No, it is. It is. You know what it is? And I think that this is why stop motion is such an incredible art form, truly, because there is no way to get around what it takes. How much time and energy and artistry and creativity and inspiration and motivation it takes. This is not it's sort of the antithesis to things like AI or sort of like quick fixes in this modern time. It's like we have a 15-second shot that took us 19 hours and we had to individually move a light 3 centimeters
with a machine that we had to build because we couldn't afford a robot arm.
Yeah, we really wanted a $500,000 robot arm, but we didn't have that. And so we learned how to build our own using a bunch of like 2x4s and plywood. And
that's incredible.
Yeah. And so, it is both so fun to make in the way that running a marathon is fun to run. I think that it's just...
it is easily the most technically difficult filmmaking I have ever been a part of. Like, it's simply like it feels... So, because if anything goes wrong, it's like if something goes wrong and you're shooting live action, sometimes you can like be like, oh, that was cool. Like a little blood got on the lens there. That was weird and cool. But like if something goes wrong with stop motion, you're like, this is just fucking ruined. Like that's a day. Like that's just gone.
Yeah, you get one take at this, and the take is 19 hours. And if somebody jiggles the camera during that, it's a full reset.
Yeah, it's like it's not cool when it falls apart.
And there were moments where we thought that, where emergencies happened, and it teaches you to sort of figure things out in the moment in a way that nothing else has ever taught me.
We are unfortunately coming to the end of our time. I had 2 questions real quick.
Sure.
How great did it feel finishing up and seeing it on the screen, all this, a month's worth of work and stuff you've never done before, like you mentioned? How like satisfying was it to watch it through and just be like, we did it?
Yeah, by the time I watched it, I was so tired that like I don't know if I felt the like sort of elated, like, oh my God, like I'm so proud of myself, like feeling that I like maybe thought would be the case. But I will say, like, much later watching it, I'm really, really proud of it, and I really, really love the piece of art. And it's like it's such a weird piece of art that like almost like has no right to exist in a lot of ways, because it's like it's so small and takes so much effort, and like it would never have happened had I known what it would have taken to make it happen. And now that it has happened, I'm like, oh my God, I am so glad that my naivete allowed me to make this film.
Yeah.
So,
and we've learned nothing. We're going back in.
And then we're doing bigger ones.
I thought it was awesome. And the question I have, the final one, because we've also discussed before how you're going to try and make it to the festival. When this film wins Best Short Film at the Oscars this upcoming year or next year, whenever it is eligible, in your speeches, who are you going to thank first?
My wife for putting up with all my bullshit, probably. And then I don't know. There's so many. Whatever. Like there's 100 people to thank. But no one has put up with more horseshit than my wife, probably.
I'll send this interview straight to your email to show your wife, so you're like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
Nolan, what about you?
I guess in the same vein, in this incredible hypothetical dream world where we're standing on that stage, I mean, we would thank Erica Tortora, our animation director, but she's going to be there.
Yeah, she'll be holding the Oscar.
It's hers. I would thank my mom, as corny as that sounds, but that she has sacrificed so much for me to, one, be an actor on my own time since I was 5 years old, to like things like this where she has to, the amount of like work that she does and sacrifices that she does that allow me to go and move puppets around 1 millimeter at a time, like the support that comes from her, it's like it would be impossible without it. And I just hope she knows that.
I'm sure she does. And she'll.
Well, don't tell her, because I don't want to.
Don't tell her. You know? I would have thanked my dad too, but he's literally sitting over there, and I don't want him to know how much I love him.
Yeah, you could.
That'd be embarrassing.
If he wants to jump in, yeah, you can let him know how he feels about that. But I really enjoyed talking with you guys. I hope you're able to make it to the festival. I know, like the other films you guys have had shown with us, that this is going to go over just as well. And the information for everybody, this is Hell, Saturday, March 28th, Block BC 28 from 9 p.m. I coughed in the last one too. 9 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. Once again, Nolan, Parker, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for speaking with me. And I, once again, can't wait for everybody to check out these films.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. You got it. I'll catch you guys later. All right. Have a good one.
Sounds good.
Take care.